Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for the week of June 10 to the 16. Scorpio, your cards leaving, completing or transitioning. You have the Moon. Focus energies this week, you have the Ace of Wands clarified with the Nine of Crystals. You have the full, beautiful new beginning omen coming in towards the end of the week. Now, Scorpio, I just want to say that I love this reading. Yeah, it might start off a bit shaky, but that's the past energy. I love what's coming in for you. So let's get started. Recent past energy, or the energy that you're moving on from this week. The Moon. For me, this is in this reading, this is about confusion, a situation where you sort of felt like you were a little bit in the dark and you didn't have all the information about it. So that was causing you sort of emotional discomfort. Clarified that with the Five of Pentacles. So why were you confused? Because you didn't have all the information. You couldn't see the big picture. So the Five of Pentacles is almost like not being able to see the forest for the trees, you know. It's that energy of, you know, feeling isolated, feeling withdrawn, feeling literally left out in the cold. But, you know, if you look at the characters in the card, right behind them, there's this beautiful refuge of this, you know, illuminated church where there's probably a bed for the night and maybe even some food, some shelter, that kind of thing. But they just walk on past. They're, you know, they're too caught up in their misery and their pain, so they just don't see the big picture. They don't see the refuge waiting for them. So I feel like the confusion of that moon energy is because you couldn't see the big picture in a situation. You couldn't see the warmth and the light in it anymore. You know, it literally just made you feel isolated and in the cold about it. So, you know, that's why that moon energy is there. So, you know, the moon is not as bright, obviously, as like the star and the sun energy. So in that dimly lit space, you know, we can't sort of access our full inner light, you know, and there's that sense of illusionary energy and things not really being what they seemed. Maybe someone was actually intentionally, you know, pulling the wool over your eyes in a situation. Either way, you couldn't see the big picture either from your own sort of, you know, wanting to see the good in everything, wanting to see a situation in its best possible light, but there was more to it. And, you know, sometimes in these situations, somebody can actually manipulate a situation and only show you what they want you to see. I'm definitely getting that energy here. Yeah, it could be actually somebody who was withholding information from you and just showing you enough, you know, just keeping the light bright enough to keep you sort of there. But there was definitely a lot more to the situation than what you either saw or wanted to see. And we have everything majorly shifting up this week, Scorpio. Ace of Wands is when you pick up your wand of power. You feel inspired to create change in the situation, a change that's going to make you feel much more abundant and self-sufficient. So clarify the Ace of Wands with the Nine of Crystals, and along with the Nine of Crystals, which is the same as the Nine of Pentacles in the Rider deck, it came out with justice. So this is the week where the situation comes to a head and you demand justice. You're picking up your sword of power and your wand of power at the same time to cut through the situation. You know, justice comes in when a fair and equitable modification needs to happen in a situation to bring it back into balance. This is where you decide whether you want to stay in that situation or not. I feel that, also just having another bit of an insight here, yeah, with that Ace of Wands, I feel like this is the revelation where you see the rest of the picture of this, you know, and it could have come through a synchronistic moment with that Ace of Wands. Maybe you bumped into someone down the street that you hadn't seen for a while and they gave you a piece of information which was the missing clue. Either way, I feel like this is where you learn something about that situation, and now that you have all the information and you can see the full picture, this is where you decide which way you're going. And looking at the next cards, I know which way you're going, but yeah, I feel like you're going to have your justice here this week. So, you know, justice, it will work out in the direction that it is fair. It can also indicate legal proceedings, depending on the situation. If it's a work situation, there could be contractual agreements to sort out. If it's a relationship situation, there might be, you know, divorce papers or, you know, sorting out assets. You'll know what the situation is. But with this Nine of Crystals, I feel like strongly it's going to work out in your favor. Nine of Crystals has a strong, strong energy of abundance and self-sufficiency. And the thing about the Nine of Crystals is it's really this beautiful feminine figure on her own in this card. So I do feel that there's a sense of parting ways with the other parties in this situation. You know, parting ways from the dual into more of a you know, singularity energy. But the Nine of Crystals, the message there is it's all about being self-sufficient. It tells me that you'll have all the abundance, all the financial and material abundance that is to carry on in the situation in a really, you know, you're going to have a beautiful life. It's a gorgeous energy. So there's no worries there, guys. Situation's coming to light. You're going to learn what you need to, bringing it to justice, going to be self-sufficient, have all the material abundance that you need. And towards the end of the week, look at this, guys. We have full energy coming in. So this is the new beginnings. This is why you look, hey, it could be a new beginning in the current situation, but I strongly feel that this is you moving in another new direction. I clarified that, and brace yourself. Wheel of Fortune. So this is why I feel that this is a total new beginning for you. So Wheel of Fortune, end of a karmic lesson. It tells me that you learnt what you needed to from the situation, and now the timing is exactly right for you to move on to a fresh new start under the full energy. Yeah, so both the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool obviously talk about new beginnings, because the Wheel of Fortune talks about endings as well. And we all know, you know, with that sliding doors metaphor, that when one door literally closes, another one opens. Wheel of Fortune is a 10-year energy, so this is your new chapter. You're setting up for your new decade here. The timing's there. This is predestined. You've learnt the lessons or cleared the karma that you needed to out of the situation. So it's time for you to step ahead into your new future. So, you know, the full energy, there's that little bit of the message of trusting the journey, even though you're not sure what the new destination may be. So if you're leaving a job, relationship, whatever it is, you might not have anything else lined up at the moment, but that is absolutely okay. The Fool asks you to trust in the universe, because this is destined with that Wheel of Fortune. It asks you to take those first shaky, tentative steps on your new direction without worrying about where it's leading to. And yes, you know, there will be challenges at some point on the journey, as indicated by the mountains, but don't think about those yet, because there's challenges in every situation. For now, you just need to trust that's new in the journey, because it is the way that you are supposed to go. You know, the Fool just takes the baggage that's necessary with him. So don't, you know, try not to sort of hang on to things that you don't need to out of the situation. Just let go and trust. And there's a sense of transformation in this for you too. You know, you're Scorpio, you're already a transformative energy, but the Fool's going to bring that to you even more this week. So you must trust your instincts and move ahead, starting a strong new beginning. It's really, really beautiful, guys. Good luck with it, Scorpio. I am really excited about this, because there's just such massive, it's like a huge shift here with just the right cards coming in for you. So the timing is right. You know, sometimes we have to trust in that universal timing. So best of luck with it, Scorpio. Feel free to comment on the video or give it a like if this resonated for you. Just keeping in mind, it's a general reading, so it won't resonate with every Scorpio out there this week. And we'll see you for another reading next week.